first, what you want to do is open up your hopper. Gives you a little bit more light. You don't really have to, but well, you're gonna have to anyway when you put the oil. And to check the oil, this is your oil fill. There's your dipstick. So gotta have it open anyway. But you gotta have the fuel tank here has to swing out so that you can access the oil drain and oil filter. And to access, or excuse me, the access bolts for that are down in here. Right there where my finger is where the nut goes on the top and on the bottom. As you can see, I already took them off because I had already started, but I'll show you here in a second how it works. This is on the right side of the machine. Well, if you're sitting down, it'd be on your right. So we'll call this the right. So anyway, once you take those off, then you just grab the tank here, open it up, and there you go. This is your oil drain. I'm not sure how they come from the factory because, like I said, I bought this used. It may or may not have that. This one had it on there when I bought it, and it's nice because all you do is connect your hose here to the drain, to the drain port. You open this up and it drains your oil. It doesn't make a mess. As you can see, I have it there inside of a oil catch basin. The only thing that's really messy is when you take off your oil filter, it's going to drip oil everywhere, but that's easy to clean up. One thing I don't like about these machines, see all this debris in there? Down in here. Anytime you mow or, and I don't know if you know this, but you can mulch with these machines, but and if you mulch, it's even worse. But see all this debris that gets in there? I hate that. I'm gonna take all that off. It gets down in here by the blower. It gets stuck all in there. You got to clean all that out very often, because if not, it'll get moisture and it'll start rusting out. As you can see right in there. Of course, that was like that when I bought it, but it still works fine. Here's your belts, your PTO belts and whatnot. Those things are a pain in the butt to change out. When I do it, I'll make a video on that. Oh, look at that. There's a stick in there. We were using this earlier today. That's not good. That would have been bad if that got in the belts. But yeah, those things are a pain in the butt. When I do those, I dread it. I hate it. But I'll make a video, show you how that's done. But for now, let's finish here with the oil. Like I said, I already drained it, but let me just show you how it's done. So you get you a 10mm socket, put it there. At least on this one, I could be wrong if the other ones, newer ones, or yours has a different type of drain. This one here specifically takes a 10mm socket. You just break it loose. And you can open it by hand. Just open it up all the way. And then your oil will go down the tube and into the catch basin. But like I said, I already drained it. That's all I've done. I haven't done the oil filter yet. But I'll show you here in a second everything else. So let me put the camera down so I can actually do the oil filter now. So the oil filter is just like any other oil filter, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. And look at that. This thing was loose. Apparently, when I changed the oil the last time, I didn't tighten it all the way. But see all that oil dripping down? It's the only part I hate about this. Wipe that up and then I'll spray that off here in a minute. So the oil filter, see if you see that. There's the part number 83-284. It's an OEM oil filter for Kohler. Comes with a protective cover. Always be sure to lube the seal before you actually install it. If not, you may get leaks. You may not. I don't know. So there it is. Let me grab a rag. I'm just gonna wipe all the old. Alright. Get our new filter. And on the oil filters, just like a vehicle, you don't want to crank down on it to tighten it. Just give it a good snug. I got oil on my hands. Do not ever use a oil filter wrench to crank it down. It's a good way to mess up the seal on it. So we got that tightened. I'm gonna go ahead and close my oil drain. Tighten it up. Again, I don't know what kind yours has. If it's the same one, don't crank on it when you tighten it, because you will strip this out on the inside and then you're screwed. So let me pull off this oil drain hose. You can see the oil that dripped out everywhere. Let me spray that off right quick. So that's that. That's draining the oil and switching out your oil filter. Now I'm gonna, since we already have it open, I'm gonna try to clean some of this debris that has fallen all in here. Like I said, I hate that. Let me grab my compressor hose. See all that flying out? So typically I would actually clean it out a lot more than that, but for the sake of this video I want to try to get everything else done. So we already drained the oil, we put the filter, now we're going to add the oil. So again, here's your oil fill. Kind of hard when you're trying to do everything with one hand. Alright, so normally I would use a funnel, but let's see if I can do this without making a mess. I always use a 1030. This motor is an older model. Like I said, I think it's a 2006. So I actually use the high mileage stuff, as you can see there. Been using it for years, never had any issues with it. I know some guys are pretty picky about their oil, only use certain stuff, and I guess I kind of do too. I'm using the 1030 high mileage. So we'll put a quart in there. I think it takes a quart or maybe 2 quarts, but we'll check. Like I said, I'm doing this with one hand, so bear with me. I'm gonna put the camera down and then go grab some more oil. So in your equipment, if you're not sure how much oil it actually takes, typically on these small engines like this, start with a quart or less and check your dipstick as you go. And I'll show you here in a second. I know mine takes 2, but I'll show you. I don't know if you can see it from there, but it's barely registering on the dipstick. But like I said, I know it takes 2. I've always changed the oil on this thing. So I'm going to add another quart. There's a couple other things on here too that while you have the hopper open after I change the oil in the plugs, you want to blow out the cooling fins on these. And I'll show you here why in a minute. Alright, so I got my 2 quarts in there. And it's full. Like I said, I've done many oil change on this, so I already know how much it takes. So real quick before we do the spark plugs, I want to show you on these Kohler engines, on these Navigators. Can't speak for other ones, but if you see here, let me try to angle this camera. Here's the exhaust, and right where my finger's at, you can see the cooling fins there, part of the head. I don't know if you can see it. I guess you can kind of see it there. And then right here where the carburetor's at, down in there, it gets caked with dirt, and what happens is if you don't blow it out with compressed air, we use a blower after every time we use it at the end of the day, but if you don't use compressed air, it builds up with dirt and debris in there, and then your engine will actually overheat. You can't see it from there, but just trust me on it. It'll overheat, and I'll blow it out here before we finish. But let's go ahead and do the plugs. So again, we're on the right side here. Here's the oil filter. Seat facing forward. Here's one spark plug here. And on the other side, here's our hydraulic fluid reservoir. And right where my finger's at, there's your other spark plug. They're not bad to get to, I guess. But you can see some debris down in there. I don't know if you can see it with the camera. I can see it with my eye. See down in there? That's where all that debris gets caught. But we'll blow that out here in a minute. See all that debris down in there? It's all from the leaves that we were doing today. I'll make a video on, here's the grease points, by the way. I'll have a video later on all the grease points, how to do it. They're all pretty easy to get to. There's a couple that are kind of a pain, but they're not bad. I also have an issue here with my hydro pumps. There's two of them there. One of them, I know I'm getting off topic here, but you can see in there, see that hydraulic fluid on it? I guess it's leaking in there. I don't know if that can be fixed, or I don't know, but it gets a lot of hydraulic fluid in here. I actually pressure wash this thing quite often, so it's usually not this dirty, but it's been really cold here in the 20s and teens, plus the wind chill and whatnot. It gets really cold, and I ain't doing it now, so it's gonna have to wait. So let's go ahead and do the plugs. Let me grab a socket here, and then we'll show you how it's done. Alright, so the plugs for this, where are we at? There we are. NGK BCPR 5ES. That's what the dealer gave me for these. He said these ones are the ones. Last time I used them, I don't remember it saying BCPR, but who knows. That's what he gave me. And then just your regular spark plug socket. I believe, yeah, this is a 5/8. So let me put the camera down and we'll change out the plug. So first, pull off your spark plug boot. And this one, it's not bad to get to. You just got to go between the two, the fuel line and the electrical line there. That I can do it by hand, I guess not. That's probably good, I guess. Spark plug number 1. Actually doesn't look all that bad, but I don't go by looks. I go by performance. Performing fine, but like I said, I had the engine worked on earlier this year, and I want to keep it running good. Here's the plug. The gap on this is 0.030. Let me grab my gap, my spark plug gapper. So this is just a regular one you get, AutoZone. They told me they were pre-gapped, but there's no way. This is why I always check. So showing the gap about 0.035. I don't know if you can see that. But we need to close that electro dive or whatever it's called. Alright, so this has too much of a gap. Like I said, I need to close that. And there we go, 030. Alright, now I'm going to put it in your socket and reinstall it. So one thing that I forgot to do that I usually always do is before I pull out the spark plug, get your air gun there and blow out around the spark plug so that when you take it off, you don't get any debris down in the engine there. Alright. There's number one. That one's done. Don't forget to put your boot back on. And there you go. Now let's go to the other side. Christmas lights just came on. Alright, so let's see. Yeah, I think you can see it there. So again, here's your other spark plug. Pull off the boot. And same thing, stick it in there and take it off. There's some things on these engines that are a pain in the butt to work on. And if it's that much of a pain, I won't do it. I'll take it in. Pay the professionals to do it. There again, I didn't blow it out. See how there's dirt around the plug? See how I got some on the threading there? And there is some down by the spark plug hole. That's why I usually blow it out. So sorry I didn't do it. But oh well. Let me grab the spark plug. Here's the new plug. Here's my gapper. We're going to check the gap. And just like the other one, it's off. That's why I don't trust them when they say that they're pre-gapped, because they're not. Once in a great while, I guess. Well, no, I shouldn't even say that, because on any of my equipment, every time I buy the plugs or whatnot, they always tell me that they're pre-gapped, and I have yet to see one that's properly gapped. Alright, so I already gapped it here. I showed you on the other side, so I didn't show you here. But here it is, it's gapped. I'm gonna put it back down in there. Oh, that sucks. Right. This one's a little harder. That was the one time I was changing the plugs on this thing and put everything back together, started it up, and was trying to drive it around, and it was running like crap. So what the heck? And I thought I messed something up, checked the gap, nothing. Gaps were fine. And oh, don't over tighten these, by the way, just snug them really snug. You over tighten, you want to break them off in the block. But anyway, I was driving it around here at my house and couldn't figure out why it was running horrible. Well, stupid me forgot to put the boot back on, so I was only running on one cylinder. guess that's what happens when you have some beers and try to work on stuff. But I haven't had no beer today, so I'm actually okay. All right, there's that one. And there's that one. Double check, make sure you put the boots on. And we did, and we filled it with oil already. So that's that. Quick video on how to change the oil and the spark plugs. Next time I'm gonna show you how to do your fuel filter. We'll go through all the grease points and grease it all up. But like I was saying about blowing out the engine here, let me grab the air hose and show you why I blow it out every time. What do I do with my... There it is. Alright, give me 1 second here. Sorry about my hand in there. So, here's the nozzle of the air gun. You stick it down here by the carburetor. Let's see if I can get it. See if you see the dirt fly out. See all that? All that. I should probably wear a mask, but I'm not gonna put one on. See all that dirt coming out? Anywhere you see an opening, here, down by the carburetor, here's the other side of the carburetor, anywhere in here, blow it all out, because all that dirt will build up and then you're gonna have problems. You're gonna have overheating problems. I don't know if the camera's capturing it, but there's a lot of dirt coming out. See all that? Again, anywhere I can get this nozzle, I blow it out. Alright, so that's good for now. The other thing that I do, since I already have it opened up, say hi to Santa. Those are my arches I made, by the way. Christmas lights on them. Made them out of PVC. And then my electric here in New Mexico, we use Luminatias, but I knocked 2 of them over a while ago. I haven't picked them up. The other half hasn't come on yet, but anyway, I just blow everything out over here. And since we got it open, we are gonna blow off the air filter as well. Alright, so here's the air filter housing. Pretty common sense how to open it up. And when you reinstall it, it says up. So Just be sure to put it back up. That's your I think it's called a debris something or other. I'm not entirely sure how it works, but I don't know if it's supposed to blow debris out of it, or I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, so let's open it up. Here's the cover. It's a little dirty, not too bad. We'll blow that out though. And here's the air filter. It just comes right out. That's not too bad. I thought it was going to be worse, since we've been doing a lot of leaf mulching and cleanups. So one thing I do is, that's your pre-filter, and I blow all that out, but I leave the pre-filter in there so that you don't get debris down into the or down in your carburetor hose. And there it goes down your air hose, your air intake hose, down into the carburetor. So I leave the this is called the pre-filter. I leave that on there when I blow this out. So I'm going to blow off the air filter here in about another month or two. When I do a complete tune-up on this, I'll put a new filter, new pre-filter. Even if it doesn't need it, I'll still put it. But let me blow out this. Sorry for the hissing from that nozzle there. It's annoying. But let me put the phone down so I can blow off the air filter. Alright, that's done. So I'm pretty much done here. So just put this back on. It just slides in, twist it to make sure it's all the way in. Put the cover back. And like I said, it says up, so let's be sure to put that. Well, I guess I can't put it all the way up, because if I do, it'll hit down there, but close enough. Let's see here. There we go. Snap the clip back on, and then on the other side, shoot, yeah, one second, I'm trying to do this with one hand. This thing's not the most friendliest thing. There we go, there we go. I think there. Better. Alright, clip one and clip two. Alright, and that's that. So now we just gotta close the fuel tank and put the washer and nuts back on, and then we'll be done. So let's put the camera down. Now it's closed, and there's a washer for the top and bottom. Now I got big hands, so this is kind of hard for me to do, especially the bottom one. So So I'm just gonna put it on the socket here and tighten it. Another nut up top. Alright, and tighten them down and we'll be done. There it is, there's the top one and the bottom one. And that's that. So, like I said, that's how you do the Exmark Navigator. And if you have any questions, comments, leave them down in the comment section, and I'll be making more videos on how to do more maintenance and repairs on these things. So thanks for watching.